Friends is sponsored by Paul Cerami Auto Group, the cheaper dealer.
You know, one of my favorite things in the Central West End is the overlooked bust of famous writer Tennessee Williams.
Oh, there it is right there. Tennessee Williams. I like that. You know, I used to live in New Orleans, and Tennessee Williams wrote a great line. He goes, America has 3 cities: New Orleans, New York, and San Francisco. The rest is just Cleveland. And you know, so it's funny, but you know what it reminds me of? So I got the National League wild card race, right? The National League wild card game will involve just 2 cities. Is it St. Louis, New York, or San Francisco? It's going to be pretty interesting to see. And let's break it down. But actually, you know what? First, let me just tell you, I like this car you're driving today.
Sir, thank you.
You look pretty smooth behind the wheel of a 2016 Ford Focus. You know, you can get this thing for only $13,988. Pretty good deal.
Our friends at Paul Cerami take care of us, as always, with any vehicle, new and pre-owned. You get lifetime maintenance.
Lifetime maintenance!
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got excited. All right, speaking of excitement, playoffs just a dozen games away for all 3 of those teams I mentioned, but only 2 of them will be in the October 5th game.
5 is the number, my friend.
5 is the number to get to number 5 on October's calendar. So let's break down 5 reasons, or 5 keys to the Cardinals making that game on October 5th. Honestly, I'll start out, Ben. How about the starting pitching? It's so crazy, right? I remember being down in Jupiter, Florida, spring training, and we're breaking down, do the Cardinals have a better rotation 1 through 5 than the Chicago Cubs? I wrote about it in the newspaper. I thought at the time they would. You look at last year's ERA and the names coming back and Mike Leake joining the rotation. Well, now, here in September, the Cardinals are without 2 of those 5 guys, Walker and Garcia, out of the rotation, and we've got 2 kids in there, Reyes and Weaver, just like 2006, Reyes and Weaver, but different guys, obviously. And how about Reyes the other night? 7 innings of shutout ball in a big win at San Francisco. If they're going to make the playoffs, it's going to be because these rookies rise to the occasion.
Yeah, he has been dominant at times, and the best start of his career, his young career, in the biggest game.
Yeah.
He certainly eased a lot of fans' concerns, but they would like to see Adam Wainwright be Adam Wainwright-ish down the stretcher too. I'm going to focus on the bullpen.
Yeah, what is this shirt?
So I'm wearing my Trevor Rosenthal Rosencoaster shirt.
Rosencoaster.
Yes, the annual ninth inning tradition in St. Louis. It used to be the 9th inning. Now you're wondering if Trevor Rosenthal can be a late inning guy for the Cardinals once again. He's back. Yeah. He's healthy, and you're asking, is this going to be a guy who can make a difference down the stretch?
Right.
This is from our friends over at the Toast Dispatch.
I'm sorry, the Post Dispatch?
The Toast Dispatch, the Rosencoaster shirt. And it's akin to the emotions that Cardinals fans go through when he's on the mound.
Right.
It's always up, it's always down, it's always crazy, but usually he gets the job done until this season where he fell off a little bit. He was injured. Now he's coming back, and he's can he be a high leverage guy for this team, because they could use some help in that bullpen, especially when you have these young guys making starts. They're not going to be able to go as deep in games as some of the veteran arms, so they need a guy like Trevor Rosenthal to come back, a guy like Michael Wacha as well, to make a difference out of the bullpen.
You know, I heard you say young guys, and made me think of one of the most important young guys for the Cardinals, offensively at least, Stephen Piscotty, playing his first full season in the big leagues. Now, he's been kind of slumping lately. He's kind of in a slump. It's been frustrating to watch if you're a Cardinals fan. Here's the thing about Piscotty. He was so important in September last year, and then in October against the Cubs, he was arguably the best offensive players the Cardinals had. Hit 3 home runs in that playoff series against the Cubs. Well, it's quite possible the Cardinals will play the Cubs again if they win the wild card game on October 5th, and they're going to need some Pisco kid.
Another young guy. Remember, you mentioned spring training. What about Randall Grichuk? It wasn't that long ago that he was on the cover of the Post-Dispatch spring preview as one of the guys that it was his time to shine.
He was jinxed.
Going to Memphis twice. Going to Memphis twice wasn't shining, but he's been shining since he's been back.
Play onward.
Since he got back in August, he's hitting slugging above 600.
That's good.
Which is incredible. I can't imagine there have been too many guys who've been demoted twice in a season and then went on to hit 600 since they've been back. So he needs to keep showing that power. That is the reason he's here. And if he can do that, then they should have some added pop in that lineup.
Well, no, in fact, I was actually demoted twice from the Clayton High School baseball varsity to the junior varsity. I came back and I fielded 600. That was my fielding percentage. 600.
Yes.
So it can be done, Ben.
You fielded 6 out of 100 ground balls.
Yeah. The last thing for the 5 for me is, can they steal some wins at Wrigley? Now, of course, the Cardinals play at Chicago this weekend. And will the Cubs have their main guys in there? They've already clinched a spot in the playoffs. They'll be hosting the NLDS and have the home field advantage the way the Cardinals did a year ago against Chicago. But can the Cardinals steal maybe one, if not two games in Chicago? Will the Cubs go with their normal starters? Will they rest some key sluggers? Remains to be seen, but the Cardinals will approach those games against the Cubs as if they were playoff games against the Cubs.
I think the Cubs will take it easy on them, don't you?
Just take it easy.
Yeah, I think they'll just say, go ahead and get in the
We'd love to have
postseason.
our biggest rival, the team that scares us maybe the most, make the playoffs. We'll let them in. Yeah.
We'll see if the Cardinals can play tough, because they played some of their best baseball against those guys this season.
That's true.
I'll end on a question.
Oh.
Do you think Tennessee Williams' bust would have been bigger if he would have included St. Louis in the list of 3 cities in America?
As long as he didn't include it as the Cleveland part of the
Yeah.
joke. If he had just, yeah, it's a good point, yeah. Tennessee Williams, one of Missouri's best.
Paul Cerami Auto Group, the cheaper dealer. Now exclusively offering lifetime maintenance with every new and pre-owned purchase.